Hey, if you're new to Inner Sparks Talks, welcome. This is a kind of diary-style podcast, and today's episode is one I've been sitting with quietly for a while, because it's about something we don't always know how to name, the version of us we used to be, the one we outgrew, or escaped, or quietly abandoned because we couldn't carry them any further. What do we do with our old selves? The one who stayed too long, the one who didn't know better, the one who coped in ways we're ashamed to speak about. This isn't about letting go or moving on. That language always felt too clean. This is about making peace with the ghosts we carry, not by erasing them, but by finally turning toward them and saying, "You were doing your best. Let's talk about it." I keep finding versions of myself I don't recognize. Or worse, I do recognize them and I flinch. They're tucked in old notebooks, caught in Facebook memories I never asked to see, hiding in songs I used to loop on the drive home from someone I swore was my forever. Sometimes I hear their voice in mine mid-sentence and I want to bite my tongue. Other times I miss them so much I feel like I'm grieving someone who never died. What do we do with these past selves? The ones we outgrew, the ones we abandoned, the ones we tried to kill with therapy, with apologies, with silence. Some of them make me cringe. The version of me who begged to be loved by someone who could barely look me in the eye. The one who thought shrinking would earn safety. The one who said yes to everything just to avoid the sting of rejection. I want to grab them by the shoulders and shake them, scream, "Have some fucking self-respect." But then I remember how desperate they were, how lonely, how convinced they were that being chosen meant being saved. And then there are the ones I miss with a kind of nostalgic ache, the dreamer, the romantic, the girl who wrote poems in the margins of her homework, the kid who believed people were good even after all the proof that they weren't. I envy her sometimes, her softness, her hope, her willingness to keep trying. I don't know where she went, but I feel the loss like a bruise that never healed right. This is starting to feel pretty emotional. I think we all have a closet full of ghosts, versions of ourselves we shut the door on and hoped would stay quiet. But they don't, they show up. When you're drunk at 2 a.m., when someone says your name a certain way, when you walk past the diner where you used to write breakup letters in your notes app, like prayers no one would ever answer. And it's easy to hate them, to mock the choices we made, to treat our past selves like cautionary tales instead of people who did the best they could with what they had. But maybe that's the cruelty we're trying to unlearn, the reflex to be ashamed of who we were instead of being curious, instead of kind. Because here's the truth. They got us here. All of them. The naive ones, the reckless ones, the people pleasers, the ones who loved too fast or not at all, the ones who burned everything down just to see if anyone would notice the smoke. They all played a part. They all carried us, limping, screaming, silent, stubborn, to this moment. So what do we do with our old selves? We let them haunt us maybe. But gently, we let them sit beside us without always needing to shove them back into the dark. We listen, we forgive, we thank them, even when we don't fully understand them, even when we're still mad, even when the wounds they left are still healing. We don't have to let them drive. But we can't stop pretending they never existed, because the truth is, they're not just ghosts. They're witnesses. They remember what we survived. Our old selves don't disappear, they echo. They visit us in old habits, in familiar pain, in sudden softness. And maybe healing isn't about cutting them off. Maybe it's about letting them rest. So if there's a version of you that still aches, still embarrasses you, still lingers in the mirror sometimes, I hope you talk to them gently. They weren't the mistake. They were just trying to survive. If this episode stirred something in you, let it. Write to that old self. Whisper something kind. And if you want to share what came up, my messages are open. Always. Until next time, be soft with the parts of you that got you this far. They mattered, and so do you.